have a little fast car from Tracy Chapman bringing us in because I'm going to talk a little bit about our cars. Because, Ashley, as we know, pretty much everything in our lives at this point is getting pretty expensive.
Yeah, everything.
Is it not? That includes our cars.
Yep.
Our cars are getting pretty expensive. Now, you and I have pretty similar level vehicles.
Yeah.
And similar styles, even. And you're going to hate this question because it's one of those, where do I even start to figure out this number?
Oh, God.
If you had to take a guess what it costs you to own that car annually in 1 year. Now, that does not include, and I don't know if you lease or finance or it's just bought outright, does not include like lease payments or car payments. So take that away. In a year, how much do you think you spend on everything else for that vehicle?
Do we like count gas?
Count everything else. And we're going to get into some of those details, but I don't want to give it away too much.
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
Where would you, you just had to throw a random number out.
It's got to be like a couple grand.
Couple grand, you think? So, interestingly enough, there was a new report out asking American drivers how much it costs them a year to have their vehicle. Minus like car payments, lease payments. And the average guess, they usually think it's around $2,700, $2,800 a year.
Okay.
Do you think that sounds about right?
I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about, like, gas. And, like, there are times... Okay, well, Beaver Dam's different because I only travel, like, 2 miles a day.
True, yep.
But when I was at, like... When I, like, was living in Brookfield and Waukesha, like, I'd probably fill up my tank at least once or twice a week, and that can get expensive.
So do you think the $2,700 to $2,800 is maybe a little low for average? Mind you, this is the average American driver, and the average driver does have a commute, a bit of a commute.
Yeah.
You would be right. That is a little low. In fact, the average American is underestimating what it costs to own their car by about $4,000 a year because the actual annual average is about $7,300 a year.
$7,300.
And here's how it breaks down. These are again, like you pointed out, there's different situations, right? Your fuel, right? You might have a 2-minute commute like I do. You might have a 2-hour commute.
Yep. Like
some of our teammates and some of our other markets. So here's how the costs break down. Gas is the biggest expense. No surprise. On average, we're spending about $1,900 a year on gas.
I could see that.
Insurance is the next biggest expense. We're averaging about $1,700 a year on insurance. Maintenance is the next one at about an average of about $600, which I would say that's low because I just dropped a couple $100 just on replacing a battery.
Yeah, I also like oil changes and whatnot. I don't even know.
I take that back. What they mean by maintenance is like preventative maintenance, oil changes. That's the $600. Next is service and repairs, which is also is about $650. Tires, they count that separately. I don't know why they wouldn't count that as maintenance. We're spending about $350 to $400 a year on that, and then auto parts and other accessories about $240. We don't have numbers on it, but this also includes things like paying any tolls, which I just avoid going to Illinois.
Same.
Parking fees, car washes, tickets, citations. Although I haven't gotten a ticket in years. Have you ever gotten a ticket?
I've gotten multiple parking tickets.
Oh, parking tickets.
But I've only ever gotten one speeding ticket.
So just one moving violation. Yeah, I've gotten just one speeding ticket, and then when I was and that was really shortly after high school, and then in high school I got inattentive driving. My
first speeding ticket, I was a senior in high school, and so that was like 5 years ago, and I had block scheduling at Brookfield Central, and so we had a program called Launch that was in the 3rd block, where you got to go to our rival school, Brookfield East, because that's where the classes were held.
Oh.
So I had 1st block, 2nd block, lunch, then 3rd block.
Okay.
So we would always go off campus for lunch because technically we didn't have to be there because we were going to Brookfield East anyway. Technically you were supposed to stay for lunch and then leave. But you're a senior, whatever. So I go to Starbucks with one of my friends during that time period, and I was going 40 and a 25. I didn't realize there was a 25. And it could have been way worse. Like, they should have gotten us in trouble for, like, technically skipping school, but they didn't. But yeah, that was my one story. And I called my mom and I was like, I got a speeding ticket. And she was like, what are you doing? And yeah.
Yep. I smacked into the back of a truck with my little Ford Taurus, and who had a hitch, had a big hitch on the back. Yeah. And put a hole right through my bumper. I don't think there was much of it. I don't know that there was even a scratch on the back of the truck. But yeah. I sustained pretty much most of the damage and all of the ticket.
Yep, that makes sense.
But that's on me. I wasn't paying attention. And you know what? You better believe I learned my lesson on that one.
Oh yeah, you learn your lesson. That's for sure. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of those, so again, on average, we're spending about $7,300 a year. But they did look at it a little bit generationally too, and they did find that younger drivers are actually paying a little bit more there. So sorry to tell you, Ashley, but you're probably averaging closer to $10,000 a year. Obviously,
Dang.
A lot of that's because of insurance.
That makes sense.
Insurance costs are higher for the younger people because apparently you're not seasoned enough. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they say the frontal lobe isn't fully developed at that point yet.
I still got 3 years until it's developed.
Yes, there you go.
Well, 2.5.
Yeah, so it's gonna good. So do you have something to look forward to in a few years? It won't cost you so much to have a vehicle.
Exactly.
Actually, by then, everything will have gone up so much in price that you won't even have noticed.
We're going to talk about this in 2.5 years, Kale, and it's going to be like, remember when we had this conversation in 2026?
Exactly.
It's going to be 2028, and it's going to be like, now it costs you $20,000.
Yeah, exactly. My insurance went down, but somehow my expenses on my vehicle have doubled.
Yeah, literally. That's going to be us in 2 years.
And with our vehicles costing that much, Ashley, I think just about any of us could use $2,000.
I mean, who couldn't?
Yeah, who couldn't use $2,000? So it sounds to me like a great excuse to get in on our 2026 WBEV Poker Run.
Yep.
It's been a great, we've had a great start to it. We've already got 2 stops under our belt, the Landing Pub and Grill, and then we had Benvenuto's this past Wednesday. Had a great time out there. And if you're thinking, man, I missed the first 2 stops. I'm out of this thing.
Nope.
No, you still got a shot.
Yep.
You just got to get 5 cards, and we got 6 stops left to go.
Yep.
So no excuse. And of course, those of you who have already joined us, keep on joining us because you could be like, oh, I only got to find 5 of the, I've been to 2 of the stops, so I got to just figure out 3. Well, it might be good to come to the rest if you can because then you got more cards to choose from, better odds at building that best 5 card hand. And again, we talked about it last week, and I was even talking with a few of our fans about it on Wednesday at Benvenuto's. I'm off to a crummy start.
Yep.
I got a 2. Hey, 2s have won it.
Yeah.
2s have won. It is early to tell,
It
is. Keep on showing up next Wednesday. So we got 6 stops left. Our next stop is next Wednesday, the 25th of February. It'll be our final stop in February until it's March. Yay! Not that March really matters much in Wisconsin, but
nope.
We'll be at Tower Lanes next Wednesday from 4 until 6 p.m., so join us there. And then the next Wednesday, I know a lot of people are like, okay, every Wednesday, we do have a little break on March 4th, that following Wednesday, because that is Career Expo Day.
Yep.
So our team will be busy over at the high school with that. So break there, and then we're back in action on March 11th. And for that one, we're going to be out at Beaver Dam Country Club, which is as far as I remember, if we have before, I don't remember, but one of our first times there with the Poker Run, which is super exciting.
Awesome.
So.
And Kale, how nice is it? If you don't want to cook on Wednesdays, you don't have to. We're going to restaurants and bars.
That's just it, right?
Yeah.
Like we're going to be at Tower Lanes next Wednesday.
Somebody came up to me on Wednesday and was like, I love how you're at restaurants. I don't have to cook for the next 8 Wednesdays. And I'm like, you're so right. You're so right. Neither do I.
Well, and 2, like we mentioned, obviously grand prize in our Poker Run for that best 5 card hand at our final stop on March 8th. So if you're participating, make sure you got to be at that one. You got to be at the dump on March 8th. At the end, so that's your last chance to draw a card from 4 to 6 that night, and then at 6 o'clock, we'll find our winner. And Ashley, this is going to be your first time being at our Poker Run.
Yep.
It's really fun. If you haven't experienced our final party, even if you're not playing along, come on out because it's really fun the way we figure out the winner because we basically have everybody that's playing stand up. and then we'll start naming off like the lowest possible hands.
Yep.
And if you have this or lower, sit down. And then you get a few people sit down. Okay, if you've got 3 of a kind or less, sit down. Okay, if you've got 4, and we just go through the cards in order till we get to the highest amount, and then once we've got just a handful of people left, we kind of bring them up to the front, and then we figure out who's got the best hand. It's always kind of fun to guess like what hand is gonna win it. That's really fun. So yeah, check out and you mentioned it's great that we're going to all these places that serve food, because third place, our third place winner at the final stop, going to win a $25 gift card to all of our poker run stops. So you can come around during the poker run, try something out, see what you like, and then you get to go back around and enjoy it again. So,
and what's better than that?
I mean, super handy. Second place, by the way, wins that Chula Vista Resort prize pack. You get a one-night stay in a vacation villa, you get water park passes, and you get $100 in dining to Kaminsky's Chop House. So, going to be a great time. All the details available over on the contest page at DailyDodge.com.
Awesome. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get an Olympic medal update. That's next on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Energy does more than power homes and businesses. It powers progress. Whether it's supporting new businesses coming to town or helping existing ones expand, our efforts create jobs and improve the places we all call home. At Alliant Energy, we're not just meeting today's energy needs, we're building a stronger energy future for all. It's reliable, it's resilient, and it's built for Wisconsin's future. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/community growth to learn more.
February savings are heating up at the market at Beaver Dam. Family meals are easy with fresh 80% lean ground beef, just $4.99 a pound in family packs. Add our family pasta sauce, 2 for $4, and fresh red, yellow, or orange peppers, 2 for $3. Everyone loves Granny's homemade garlic dip, $4.99 a pound, plus Old Dutch crunch or restaurant-style tortilla chips, 2 for $7. And don't forget Pepsi 24 packs, $12.99. Big flavor, big savings, all at the market at Beaver Dam.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com.
Orthopedic pain shouldn't disrupt every part of your life. You sit out when others head out. You find yourself saying, "Not today," when you really wish you could say yes. Make a change. Marshfield Clinic Orthopedics and Sports Medicine can guide you through a full scope of orthopedic care. We have surgical and non-surgical treatment options to get you back in action. No referral needed, because life is better with the freedom to move. Marshfield Clinic Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Call us today.
We're going out of town next month and need a cat sitter. We use Hotel K Pet Sitting. You know, freebellyrubs.com. Free belly rubs? Yeah, Hotel K Pet Sitting. They're local and dependable. They feed our cats, put fresh water out, and even scoop the litter box. And they send daily messages with pictures giving us peace of mind while we're away.
For house sitting, cat sitting, and dog walks, it's Hotel K Pet Sitting. Reserve now at freebellyrubs.com. freebellyrubs.com.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting DailyDodge.com/contests. That's DailyDodge.com/contests.
This is Matt Heyer from Heyer Insurance and Estate Planning. Are you nervous about retirement? Has your income plan been battle tested? No worries. Call us at Heyer Insurance, where our team gets to know each client's individual story, and we educate how to solve problems while creating opportunities in the way that best impacts your retirement journey. We work closely with clients to develop comprehensive plans and manage them to optimize results. For a complimentary consult, call us 920-887-0580. And remember, when you want to retire, call Heyer.
Hey neighbor, this is Randy, owner of Professional Floor Covering, welcoming you back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And it's Olympic talk, and it's a pretty exciting one, considering the U.S. women's hockey team won gold yesterday.
What? a day
I know.
to be a fan of Team USA yesterday at the Olympics. I tell you what, I mean, the U.S., let's not beat around it. The U.S. got off to a bit of a rough start at the beginning of the Olympics, right? You had Lindsey Vohn's terrible crash out, which you had showed me the trip home for her from Italy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ambulance to medevac, airplane, surrounded by equipment, to another ambulance, to crazy. So, you start off on a pretty sour note there.
Yeah.
You've got the bummer of a performance from the quad god fairly early on. But then yesterday comes along, and you start out the morning while we were on the air. U.S. women's curling team won their quarterfinal. Now, unfortunate update there. They just wrapped up their semifinal and dropped that one. So,
No!
I know.
Dang
bummer.
it.
But then yesterday, so you started off the morning with that good news. Then our guy from Kewaskum, Jordan Stolz.
Oh yeah, how did he end up doing?
He takes silver in the 1500, his third medal of these Winter Olympic Games, which is insane in speed skating. I believe he's still got one more to go. I believe he's skating today.
What?
Yeah. So you had him yesterday morning take home silver. Then yesterday afternoon, as you mentioned, USA women's hockey defeating Canada in overtime in most dramatic fashion.
That one feels good.
Hillary Knight with a goal sending them into overtime.
She's insane.
She is so good. So that was really fun. Their first time beating Canada for the gold in 3 or 4 winter games. So that was exciting. So you have that. That game wraps up. 64 minutes later, Alyssa Liu comes out at the figure skating event and kills it, knocks it out of the park, and wins gold in the women's figure skating event. That was. Did you get to catch that at all yesterday?
I've seen clips on Twitter.
Awesome, first of all. But her story
yes, I was
is
supposed to say that.
Incredible. I mean, becomes this prodigy skater at 14, first youngest person to win the world championship in history at 14 years old. Becomes this figure skater to watch, and at the age of 16 does something I don't think any 16-year-old has ever done, and decides to retire. Says, I'm done with the sport. I don't love it. They did they interviewed her last night in primetime, and she said, I didn't have time to be a kid. I was on somebody else's schedule, and I didn't have time to go see music. It became my life. Yeah. And so at 16, she said, I'm stepping away. I'm not doing it anymore. I got into it because I loved it. I don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
Stepped away, went and did all the kid things, went to concerts with friends, went to UCLA, went to...
Was she born in America?
I can't remember if... I think so, yeah. Because I think her dad immigrated here, if I remember correctly.
And then there's something with, China... Because people were mad that
there's an American athlete that was born in China and is competing for China at the games. That's not the first time that's happened. In fact, there's a lot of athletes on other teams that maybe weren't born in America. That is the part the little bit more, or she was born in China. But there's other athletes that have been competing in America for a long time and are competing for other teams. We saw that in hockey. There was NCAA hockey players on just about every women's hockey team.
Yeah.
So, but Alyssa Liu, what a story. And then, so she takes 16 to 18 to just doesn't skate anymore, and then goes on a trip with the friends, goes skiing, finds some thrill in skiing. It kind of goes, I don't know, could I find some excitement and thrill with ice skating again? She gets back on the ice. She's like, okay, I'm going to do this again, but this time I'm doing this because I just want to do it. I want to show off my artistry. I get awards, great, but I'm doing this one for me. And that's what she did, and she has been going out and just killing it because she's having fun, and it's so visible when she goes out. I mean, watching yesterday her go on the ice, you watched every skater go before her just – really serious. And she is just out there having fun. She was out on warm-ups. All these other ice skaters are out warm-ups doing their tricks, doing twists. She brought her camera out on the ice and was just taking pictures of the crowd, of the skate. She was just having the time of her life, and she takes home the gold.
I can't believe she retired at 17
Isn't that crazy?
16 or 17.
I don't know. I think she was not one of the big stories going into this Olympics. She's going to be the big one coming out. And quite frankly, I think she's going to probably kind of having a Simone Biles moment and kind of reshape how future figure skaters treat the sport. I'm hopeful. I think we're going to see. I also think 9 gold. The most gold they've ever won is 10, so they got a chance today at tying or surpassing the record for most gold at a winter game. So that's super exciting. So that's been fun. Last few days this weekend, closing ceremonies on Sunday. But before we get to that, we've got some high school sports coming up today and tomorrow.
We do. Tonight we have Randolph boys basketball at Marcus Han. That will be on Daily Dodge TV at 7. And tomorrow we have 2 games.
Yes.
Appleton East travels to BD for girls basketball. That'll be on Daily Dodge TV at 1:45. And then later that night, Oshkosh North travels for Beaver Dam boys basketball. That'll be on Daily Dodge TV at 6:15.
And one more thing tomorrow that I am super excited for. I'll give you a hint.
Brewers baseball. Open
baseball,
up Cactus League.
Spring training opener tomorrow, taking on Cleveland, 2 o'clock here on 95.3.
Who's excited? Spring is coming.
Can't wait.
Finally. But that'll do it for us today on Hometown Today. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Now at Leroy's, your old-fashioned meat market in Fox Lake, Horicon, and